Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another Noita unedited daily run attempt. I have been recording I think I've recorded one video earlier this week. This is my second video during this week, and man oh man, do I have to tell you, I don't have any time to spare at all lately. It's really been a rough couple of weeks just because of like a certain aspect of my job that has been destroying me kind of. It's still the diagnostic research that I am working on, or that I am only very slowly working on in reality. I still have a Google Chrome open, I still have my Notion open. Hopefully that reduces the lag a little bit. A little air wand. Ooh, that was trapped, so we were pretty lucky to get out of there. I don't think the air wand is necessarily better, right? It deals damage, doesn't it? Maybe it is better. It does also throw the money away once we kill the enemies though, but it seemed to do a little bit more damage. Can it also provide us with trick kills though? That's the real question. I think it should, if we are not that bad, but it does definitely just blow gold across the map, so it's gonna be quite difficult. I heard a shotgun bullet. Oh man, right there. It's not bad, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Right before starting today, I watched a video on note-taking. Subject I watch a lot of videos about because I think it's something very important in life. Also in my job, definitely as a clinical psychologist, taking notes while working on a certain conversation can sometimes be crucial for the next conversation most of the time. Like, you need to be aware of what was said in this conversation to make sure most of the time that the next conversation will work out beautifully. It's not like the most important aspect, but it's definitely something that can help you. And this video specifically talked about making your notes active, atomic, so very small and connected. And especially the atomic part is something that I will definitely take into account in the future, because indeed I often also try to produce these vast entire systems of knowledge where every single node that I want is structured or is layered upon one another in one overarching system of note taking, and then that is just like way too big of a hassle. That's almost impossible. I'm quickly gonna try and get invisible for a second so that we can move along, because we are taking quite a lot of damage here. That's interesting. This is gonna be my death, and the gold is already disappearing, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's light myself on fire. I'm dead. Don't know if I could have done anything differently there, but yeah, as I was saying, the atomic part is definitely something that I will take into account. Make my notes a bit smaller, rather. I think that is way more important than having this overarching system of all-encompassing knowledge, right? I think it's way more valuable to have like one or two, maybe a bit more than one or two, but have a few nodes of knowledge that you can actually use in your day-to-day life, and that you completely know by heart, you know, that you can actually talk about, than having all of these little pieces scattered around in your note-taking system, in your note system, and therefore also being kind of like scattered around in your brain, being scattered around without them actually being like available to you for actually using them in conversation. I am stuck. So that's definitely something I will change up a little bit, or try to at least, like the atomicness of the notes. But it kind of is hard to do, because I do also want my notes to be online, because I do not want to... Is this gonna work? No, yeah, this. I do not want to actually waste so much paper, and I don't think it's actually wasting if it's about learning new stuff, but you get what I mean, right? I don't want to spend a lot of paper on that if it could also happen online. So I still need to think about how to make my notes more atomic when taking them online. I guess I could work with like a separate sticky note system, but I normally work with a lot of separate a lot of separate Notion pages, but I can't start making Notion pages for every single unit of knowledge that I have, right? There still needs to be a little bit of a system in there so that I can also connect connect nodes already. I'm a little bit too tired to actually be playing or recording. I noticed that my commentary is just really weird. The gameplay is probably the worst you've seen in eons, in centuries. So how are we gonna save this video? We're gonna save it with some humor. Yeah, we're gonna be funny. That's often how the best comedians start, right? They say like, I'm gonna be funny today. Just affirmations, confirm, manifest it. It's the same with growing out your penis. If you just tell yourself like, today my body part is gonna be large, all of a sudden, bam, there it goes. Threw a little egg on his face. It seems like he is not really a fan of omelets because he just immediately died. Let's just go through here a little bit on the quick side, right? I am still gonna look out for some want action because that's something we definitely want. Haha, funniest joke in existence, and the Oscar goes to Oscar, best known for their comedy award characteristics. Oscar goes to Onkruid. Come on, just let me just quickly move along, you know. I'm not gonna care about too much. I don't have any gold, I don't have anything actually. I'm just gonna browse through, gonna peruse a little bit. That's not what that word means. If you get that reference, 16 respect points. I will in fact already buy the chainsaw for maybe doing some crazy shit in the future, but for now it's not really gonna help us out. Living on the edge. Your movement speed is increased. Most of the ones will be non-shuffling. This is one of the strongest perks apparently, although I absolutely wish I was able to just pick like faster movement speed, or living on the edge would also be funny. I definitely want to have like at least one almost a little bit successful glass cannon run sometime as well. I don't know what this wand is, but I am definitely going to try and use it. It does seem to be dealing some damage. What do we have? Magic arrow with trigger, formation pentagon, fly downward. So if we can tinker with them a little bit and we can add a little chainsaw and maybe a spark bolt behind here, I think we have quite a strong wand. In the meantime though, I am just gonna move through and not care too much about anything. Yeah, it's already doing like quite some damage, but not enough to one-shot most things. But I think with a little bit of wand tinkering, we should actually be able to achieve some one-shot action. Its mana capacities are also very nice, and I guess that is basically what the whole premise of that non-shuffling ability is, right? That you will get like random wands that actually have nice mana capacities and stuff. There we go. I'm just progressing a little bit. Can't buy any of these. This one came a bit close, but none of them looked that interesting either way. Let's do it like this. I think now it should be even more damaging, right? Skip the leg day. I'm never using my kicks. Vomit near you explodes. Gold nuggets never disappear. I guess that is like the only really useful one, but it seems like our wand is actually doing an immense amount of damage right now. Only thing it is struggling with is actually getting through the snow here. Let's just throw a little bomb out there, which is probably going to kill us if we're not a bit careful. That was quite a strong bomb explosion. I want to see what this wand is all about, but I also don't want to die in the meantime, so I'm going to quickly fire out a little bit into the abyss there. Looks quite interesting, but mainly it looks interesting for crafting purposes, because I think that right now the one that we have crafted ourselves is actually a bit more, has a bit more potential. It's still not really all that damaging, but it's doing something already, you know. With a little bit more tinkering, I think we will actually be doing okay. That is explosive, so we want to be a little bit careful around that item. That was a pretty nice shot. Sniper, not today. What the fuck was that? I don't really want to know, I think. There's a little bit too much happening and the sniper is not dying quickly enough. If this guy could then just die, then I think we will be safe again a little bit. A lot of blood there. All in all though. But officer, it's not my blood, you don't have to worry about it. Can I pronounce the word blood in a correct manner, please, before I absolutely just shit my own pants? Sometimes you get so annoyed with yourself because of your pronunciation of English words that you just have to shit your own pants a little bit, you know? It's actually a pretty unknown technique to deal with, or it's an ice wizard, to deal with being annoyed at yourself. Just produce a nice little log right down there. There we go. Made kind of quick work of him, but it was a little bit of a struggle. I don't know why this pile is keeping on growing. I also have no idea what the flipping fuck is happening here, but it does look quite interesting actually. Let's break this ice, make sure that it doesn't kill us. That was very dangerous what happened right there, but I wanted to check out this wand if at all possible. If we can get through here. Looks interesting. Goodbye, wand number 1. This looks quite interesting. Does it deal some damage though? It deals some damage. Does it deal more damage than our third wand? It does fire a little bit quicker, but I don't think it deals more damage than our third wand. Let's see. How can we craft this a little bit better? We have a whole lot of spark bolts with timer, but these are with trigger. That's all fine. Formation behind your back. I kinda don't really want to mess with it all too much. What about this? No, that's not interesting. What if we try and craft a little interesting wand here? That is interesting enough for me to light myself on fire. Why does it sometimes fire fast and then not? It just has some weird recharge time mechanics. We can buy this wand. Always casts what? Homing? Short range homing magic bolt. Just a whole bunch of magic bolts. Nothing too crazy. Can we change up anything? Spark bolt. Damage is 3. Damage here is 5. Spark bolt, the timer is the same damage, but this should in theory then deal more damage, right? If I'm not mistaken, if everything hits. A trick kills, telekinetic powers. Creatures become more aggressive toward each other. Telekinetic powers is pretty cool always. You can't really go wrong with that, right? And now we are in the Heesy base. We're using the wrong wand, or we were using the wrong wand for a second there. Hello, Mr. Box. I want that thing to explode before I actually head over there. It seems like we are dealing some damage to the turret as well with this build, because we are not only relying on like the chainsaw damage, which as somebody in the comments very cleanly and clearly pointed out to me, like it's quite logical that that doesn't work. I hope that that bomb will do anything, because I am quite scared of these guys. Actually, a very well placed bomb on my part. I want to pick up some of this gold. Not that gold is like the most important thing in our life right now, but it is quite a lot of gold that is here. Beautiful stuff. How are we doing on the life side of things? Not that amazing. We are not swimming in additional life points, so we need to be a little bit careful there. Are we ever going to be able to squeeze through here? I don't think we can, unless if we like blow up that explosive container over there. Oh, there we go. So double explosives in there. That's a lot of vapor that we want to dodge. I think I'm just going to move around because this is going to take way too long. I don't know whether this one is now actually better than the previous configuration we had, but we are kind of cruising through for now at least. Those are rocks, and aren't rocks like very strong when you have telekinetic powers? Or is that just something I thought? Oops. Can we pick up multiple rocks at once? No, but we can like throw a rock. I think there's some weird combination where you can have a rock fight your battles for you. But I am not certain what that combination is all about, but it does always look quite interesting. That did deal like a hell of a lot of damage, right? Or did I just see that incorrectly? I don't think I saw that incorrectly. Get rocked, please. I'm about to rock this man's world. Get it? Because I'm throwing literal rocks on there. I don't know whether it would deal a lot of damage to the mechanical side of things, but we are already dealing quite a lot of damage to those monsters as well. Be a little careful around all these explosives here. Maybe a little trick kill in there. It does deal quite a lot of damage to the mechanical side of things as well. There's a lot of gold here which I want to pick up because the next floor is right there, so it doesn't matter. I was very scared of that thing exploding in my face, but I am very glad that it waited a little bit. And there we go. Quite decent. Actually, this run has turned out to become quite a decent run after all. I don't think we're really gonna need any of these ones. We already have quite some crazy ones, so I'm not gonna mess around too much. Bombs materialized. High mana, low capacity. No. Perk lottery. Yeah, that's like the strongest one, right? I don't know if we necessarily wanted to have that then, but okay. So bombs can now be placed into my inventory. It's been a while, I feel like, since we have gotten this far, and that is mainly just because it has been a while since I have been playing a lot of Noita, if you are completely honest. But it does feel great to be back here either way. I will still try to pick up some gold if I get a chance. Some of my gold that I drop by killing a bunch of enemies, but I'm not going to focus on it all that much anymore. I am going to try and look around for some new wands though, but because I can imagine that the wands keep on getting stronger always, right? When you go down more floors. I don't know necessarily why everything here is blowing up to the extent that it is blowing up right now, but I'm not immediately gonna complain all too much. There we go. Moving along. Little spider buddy. They don't scare me anymore. I don't even care about them. If I can kill them immediately, because otherwise I am gonna get a little scared. There we go. Thank you for the gold. Next in line. If we could just die, because my frame rate is also just dying, would be very much appreciated. There's a little bit too many, oops. There's a little bit too many monsters over here, in my humble opinion. I tried to throw some crystals down there, but it doesn't immediately seem to connect, or they don't immediately seem to connect. Did we kill the commander? I think so, judging by the amount of gold that is lying around here. Immediately douse that flame. Can we move through here with some crystal action maybe? Yeah, they seem to be exploding a little bit. There's a spider there which I want to kill before actually moving down there myself. Which I did not do, or is this like already another spider? Hey, I don't even know anymore, man. All I know is that we are still vibing. Goodbye to this one. This one looks interesting. Does it deal a lot of damage though, because it doesn't really fire all that quickly. Is there an enemy you can still test it out upon? I am gonna fill up my swamp potion with water as well, because I am only using it to douse flame, so it doesn't matter that it gets mixed up. This one seems to drill through the ground quite efficiently. Yeah, it definitely does. But does it also deal a lot of damage to monsters is what I am wondering about. And it is something that I want to test. I'm not gonna get killed by one of those stupid little explosives, I can tell you that much. Does it deal a lot of damage to them or not? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Is that like one of those other guys that we get in on our way by angering the gods? Why is he teleporting that spider around? I'm gonna definitely just transform back into my old wand. Go back to the old school, back to the roots. Let me see you shaking the boot. Is he just gonna spawn another spider? Because I wouldn't really like that. It seems like I destroyed his shield there for a second. I don't want to actually travel down to him, but I need to see what I have to aim at, right? Just, I feel like if we stay at a long enough range, he is never going to be able to do anything to us. He must like already be dead. Yes! Look at all this gold. God damn. Holy shit. We do be a little be rich around here. We do be a little be rich about here. That's exactly what I wanted to say right there. What do you mean I seem tired, or I seem like out of it a little bit by not recording for a while? I legit have no idea what you're talking about. I feel absolutely a-okay. It's not like I feel tired at all. Had a nice another day of my group session today, together with my buddy. I'm just gonna say his name because it doesn't matter at all. Charles. He is the colleague that gives the group with me, and we really had a nice session today. It was a whole lot of fun. We have some funny individuals in our group, that's for sure. A little weird as well, but who isn't a little weird, right? Do I want to mess with the wand? I really, really don't. There's probably going to be better options, but I don't want to mess with it at all right now. Unless if it's buying this just for the chainsaw. That might be a little bit crazy, but I really, really want to make the best out of it. Spark bolt with double trigger is also interesting, but that's not something we're gonna be going for. I think now the wand should be even better. Oh god, nope. We are not gonna take the risk. I am gonna be a nice adult, and we are gonna get rid of that saw blade. More critical hits, always cast. Yeah, sure. What does it always cost now? Something with electricity. Often the death of us, but considering the amount of damage we can do to this statue, I think we actually have a winner here. We also should not forget that we still have telekinetic powers. Alright, now all I need to do is just take it nice and slow. Take my time and not fly into enemies. Just really, really be careful. Get to a nice vantage point like this and only then start actually firing away at enemies. These small bean-like creatures are annoying me. I want to blow up that thing that is standing there as well. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna move over to this side a little bit, I think. I hope that I don't get knocked into the poison rather. Alright, there we go. Only these small creatures are remaining, and they did immediately knock me into the poison. There's a lot of enemies around here in this level. I feel like they are also just spawning, so I'm trying to just move along and ignore them a little bit, but it does not seem to be the best approach. Oh dear god, there's just so many enemies around here, man. And so much gold flying around by now as well. No, please. I have gotten so far and I have such a strong wand. Okay. Reconfigure myself a little bit for a second. Just take a little break. I don't know what hit me there. I have 1 health point. I was on fire. 7 progress. See you in the next one. I want to die. Bye bye.